Destructive entrepreneur habits, could they actually exist? Do they actually exist? And I think that most of them exist because we as entrepreneurs or business owners just want to, we want to be the ones that feel like we're in control. But the reality is we don't want to get in the way of other individuals who work with us, as that could be impeding all the things that we're trying to do. Hi, I'm Vin Shremby, the president of WOWzer Technologies, and on today's message, I'll be talking about those potentially destructive entrepreneur or business owner habits. To start off with, one of the very first one is all work and no play. You know, you don't realize what that's really like unless that you really take time away. Now, I'm not saying to be completely away all the time, but there has to be a balance there. There has to be a balance where you are working and you are playing. In other words, relaxing. I really believe in that. Why do I believe in that? I find myself, and I've talked to others, that when you do take the time out, mentally you're more refreshed and you're actually capable of being more creative. And if we talk about that 1%, this really plays big time here, because you have 24 hours in a day, you're not a computer, and therefore you cannot continue all 24 hours, and your emotions also can get the better of you. So it's really important that mentally you are refreshed as often as possible. And that requires us as business owners, and you as a business owner, to do what? Take time out. Because all work and no play makes for a very dull Vinny, and it makes for a very dull whoever you are as well. Another one that I find that that can be a habit that can be somewhat destructive as well is spreading yourself too thin. How many of us do that? How many of us wear so many hats? We say yes to a lot of things, and in reality, there's a lot of things that don't get done because we spread ourselves too thin. How do we manage this better? I would suggest the following 3 options. One is we try to automate whatever it is that we take on. 2 is we delegate, if we can delegate it to somebody else. And 3 is we eliminate. So automate, delegate, or eliminate is the 3 options that we have here. Again, we're limited by 24 hours, and we don't want to spread ourselves too thin, and we don't want to make promises that we cannot keep. Have I done that? Yeah. What's the result? Not good. So what do? I do exactly that right there. I'm looking to automate, delegate, or eliminate. And if you do that, that will actually free up your mind, and you'll be even sharper, which is what you really want here, is to have the ability to be a creative force in your environment. And you cannot be that way if you're spread too thin. You cannot think, because all you're thinking about is the thing you haven't done. Another one of the habits that we have that can be self-destructive is micromanaging those around us, whether it's employees, contractors, or some kind of strategic alliance that we have. We don't want to be doing that. We want them to be as creative as they were designed to be. And in order for that creativity to come out, we need to allow them to express themselves. Sure, we want to see what's going on, and we may want to know, how it's going. But the reality is that you also lead a team and entrust them, give them the actual responsibility with authority to conduct the business as they see fit. If you choose them wisely, there is no reason for you to micromanage anybody. What do I mean by choosing them wisely? Choose people of character. If you choose people of character, of course they won't do it the same way as you do it, but they'll do it the best way that they're created to be, and I guarantee you they will surprise you at how well they become creative when you allow them both responsibility and authority to act on the best interest of everyone, which is you and your company. I highly recommend it. Another one of those habits that can be destructive as well is the need for you to feel you need to be present at everything. How is that even possible? Now, maybe in the early stages, when things are not that big, you have the ability to be there. But as you're growing, there's only one of you, and there could be multiple events. How about multiple events on one specific night or one specific time slot? What do? Do you put one off so you can be there, and then you're at the first one, and now you're delaying everybody else? How do you feel? Do you feel rushed? How creative are you as well? And what does that do for the whole scheme of things? What if it ends up being 3 of them? My suggestion is to go back again to what I said about choosing your people carefully with the proper character, allow them to also be the face of your business. At the end of the day, whatever they're doing, they are a representative of your organization, your company. So why not let them be the ones that are present? And if anything, they take ownership and they become part of what it is that you're doing in your company. So, you don't need to be present at everything. Choose the ones that are the most meaningful, that you really believe will get the biggest bang for your time. Because at the end of the day, the most valuable asset we all have is our time. And how we use our time is the most important thing that we could possibly do. And it also translates to other people in your organization that you're a good you're a good time manager. Highly recommend that one as well. And I'll leave you with the last one here. That you think, a lot of people think, entrepreneurs and business owners, that long hours equals big returns. That's not necessarily true. You want to get maximum effort for the amount of time that you put in, and you know what, the least amount of time, the better. And you say, what do you mean about the least amount of time? Well, think about it, you have 24 hours. So therefore, you have to sleep and eat in that 24 hours. So how do you go beyond your 24 hours? Through other people. If you have 2 individuals that report to you, if you add up the 24 times 3, you have 72 hours. Your whole goal is to execute something with them on board that maximizes everybody's time. Now, I've done it where I think that I'm the one who has to put in all the long hours, and I've done it through others. And I guarantee you, working with my team, especially the one that I have now, that I've picked them based on their character and their love for what they do, produces incredibly better results. Imagine this. You have something that you think that you have to do, whatever it is. But now, what you've decided is, you know what? I'm going to delegate this to my core team members. So the 2 of them that you meet with, one of them decides to pick it up, and another one picks up another one. So what happens is 2 of your tasks now are with 2 other individuals, and you take on a 3rd. So really, in the 24 hours that all 3 of us have, 3 things are getting done. That is how you become efficient. That is how you move forward 1% on a regular basis every single day. So in summarizing, in conclusion, I would highly recommend that you become aware of the following 5 items that I've shared with you and avoid them. Find ways, creative ways to get it done through other individuals. Number 1, all work and no play makes a very dull leader. And encourage that also in your team members as well. They should also not be all work and all play, right? And no play, I should say. They should also have the ability to relax as well. Number 2, don't spread yourself too thin, and definitely make sure that all your team members and your strategic alliances have the same thought in mind. Number 3, don't micromanage your people. If you select them properly right from the beginning, of course you may make mistakes. You find that you will not need to do that. As a matter of fact, look at them as assets as opposed to liabilities, okay? If we're talking about balance sheet for that matter, okay? Because the most important asset on your balance sheet is the one you cannot see, and that is your people. So don't act in a way that creates liabilities. Act in a way that you're appreciating them as an asset and allow them to be the creative people they were designed to be. Number 4, you don't need to be present at everything. Once you've selected the right individuals in your team and you can see that they are and they're performing really well, guess what? Allow them to be present where you don't need to be. And number 5, long hours does not equal big returns, because you're limited by 24 hours, and so is everybody else. Learn to work with and through others as well, and encourage that. We at WOWzer are AI focused and people driven, and I hope you are too. Ciao.